Waterfall enrichment is one of the best ways to get more B2B data, but it's just way too expensive to do at scale. That's why we figured out a way to get data up to 100 times cheaper using our own waterfall enrichment method, and we're going to be showing you guys exactly how you can do that too. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, the first thing that we have to determine is what exactly is waterfall enrichment. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with waterfall enrichment, it's the process that involves using a variety of data platforms to find contacts that you couldn't find in your primary data source. Okay, so for example, let's take a sample lead list from Apollo and take a look at it. Now, this is a very simple lead list, 11 to 200 employees, New Jersey-based marketing companies, nothing too crazy. Now, with this basic query, there's 10,400 people that fit this criteria. Okay, but here's where it gets interesting. If we go to the email status tab, which is right here, and we apply likely to engage and verified, this will make it so Apollo only displays leads that actually have email addresses. And immediately the number drops to 5.7K, which is a lot less than the original 10,400. Meaning, Apollo knows that there's 4,700 people, which is almost 50% of the lead list at these companies, but they just don't have their contact information. Okay. Now, waterfall enrichment solves this exact problem. It's able to go and determine the contact information of leads that your primary database could not find. Okay. Now, when you do waterfall enrichment, what you do is use a variety of different platforms to check whether your prospect's email is on a certain platform. Okay. Now, here's a visualization of what's happening behind the scenes. Okay. You have your platform, for example, Find Email. You check Find Email. Does it have an email? No? Okay. Check Prospeo. Then does Prospeo have it? No? Okay. Check Drop Contact. Does Drop Contact have it? Okay. No. Then check Better Contact. And then so on and so on and so on until you either find the email or you don't. Okay. Now, the idea is, this is what we used to do, is we would check Find Email, then check Prospeo, then check Job Contact, and then check Better Contact. And Better Contact, for those of you who don't know, is another platform which basically does waterfall enrichment for you. So they run your thing through about 26 other providers. And in total, you end up checking 29 different providers all at once to see whether any of them have what you're looking for. Okay. Now, usually about 30 to 40% of the available emails would now become available on an average list. Of course, there are, exceptions, but that's typically what we've seen on a good quality list. Hey guys, we're going to get right back to the video in just a minute. But real quick, do you want a done for you cold email lead generation solution that is able to consistently book you meetings with your ideal buyers? We just helped Morty from Your Business Now book over 30 clients in just 2 months of working together. And Avi from Daily Dose of Data Science get over 40 calls in our first 10 days of sending cold email. Now, if you guys want a consistent flow of buyers on your calendar, you can book a meeting with me and my team in the description below. Okay, talk soon. Now, here are some real examples of waterfall enrichment. Now, to show you guys how useful waterfall enrichment can be, I'm going to run a real test showcasing real results on that exact list that we talked about earlier. To export 1,000 leads, we're going to run them through Prospeo, run them through Clay, and then also run them through our waterfall enrichment tool. Also, something I want to mention is our waterfall enrichment tool is brand new, meaning our algorithm is going to get better and better and better, and it's going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and we're going to find more and more data. Okay, everybody else's algorithm has been around for years now, right? We're just getting started with this. So just keep that in mind, because even though it's already outperforming, it's going to outperform them even more significantly in the near future. Okay, but enough of the talk. Let's get into the actual data. So first thing we did is we exported 1,000 leads from Apollo. These are all the 1,000 leads with no contact information. Okay, and we put them into Prospeo. Now, Prospeo is able to find 83 valid emails, and after SMTP validating them, there was only 71 valid emails out of that query. Okay. Now, out of that 71 emails, it costed us $3.30 to run that verification, because Apollo charges for every valid email, and that's how much it costs on their base plan. Okay. Then we ran it through Clay. Now, Clay isn't necessarily a waterfall enrichment platform. They are one of the most popular tools that provide waterfall enrichment, but it's a lot more than just a waterfall enrichment tool. Okay. But if you were to try to do this through Clay, it would cost you 3,000 credits. That's what it costed me to run 1,000 leads. It ended up finding 295 contacts, but out of the 295, only 115 were actually valid. Okay, so 115 contacts, $229, right? And that's not a mistake, by the way. It really is $229. You can go view their pricing on their website. It's very expensive. Okay, so that's what Clay did. Then here's what Lead Academy did. It was able to find 88 emails, of which 79 were valid, meaning we ended up paying $1.60 for 79 valid emails. Now, in all of these situations, you can see that it's pretty expensive, but this is honestly a worst case scenario for Waterfall Enrichment, and I'll explain that in a little bit, okay? Now, in this particular situation, Lead Academy was 2 times cheaper than Prospeo, which is already the cheapest solution on the market, and it was 143 times cheaper than Clay, which is also ridiculously expensive, okay? Now, it found more context than Prospeo and also costed less than Prospeo, and it found a little bit less context than Clay, but was significantly cheaper than Clay, making it the obvious choice in either situation, okay? But here's something that I'd love to mention. Since it is a guessing algorithm, your mileage may vary. Now, I'm going to talk about what I mean by guessing algorithm in a little bit, but just look at this, right? Here's another Waterfall Enrichment task that we queued, where in this one, I think we queued around 1,400, 1,500 leads, and we were able to find 758 of them off the bat. And in order to find these 758 leads, we only spent 3,661 credits. Now, this result is obviously a lot better than this one, where we spent 4,800 credits and only found 88 emails. But again, your mileage will vary depending on how much and how different your data is, okay? Now, in this particular situation, we were finding an email for every 4.8 credits that we were using. In our example above, we were finding an email for every 62 credits we were using, right? Meaning, in this test alone, it was 13 times more efficient than in this test right here. But here's the thing. That test above, which was already 13 times more expensive, is already a lot cheaper than Prospeo and a lot cheaper than Clay. Meaning, whether you get results like this or whether you get results like this, you're still saving a lot of money. Now, you can see how this becomes exponentially cheaper depending on the list you queue. But even in the most extreme situations, like the one I shared above, because I want to be realistic with you guys, it's still a lot cheaper, okay? Now, I know what you're all wondering. How do we do it, right? I'm sure you're all wondering that. Now, the answer is pretty simple. We're just guessing emails. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. How is that possible? And the answer is that every single Waterfall Enrichment algorithm actually does the same thing. All they do is they guess emails. It's just they guess them a little bit differently. Okay, now take a look at this lead list. We have the first name, last name, the email, and the company. Take a look at the actual emails. Tanya at Segment SEO. And look at her email. It's Tanya at Segment SEO. Look at the next one. His name is Wakar, and his company name is slideinDM.com. His email is wakar at slideinDM.com. Look at any of these other ones, right? For example, Irene, one.publicrelations.com. Irene at one.publicrelations.com. Very, very simple, right? A lot of these emails are straight up just the first name and the domain, right? And a lot of them are these very popular combinations like first name at domain, first name underscore last name at domain, first initial at last name at domain. So it's like very simple stuff, right? It's very simple formats. Now, again, guys, these are business emails. These aren't like your personal email where you could name it anything you want. If you're writing a business email, it's going to follow one of the popular conventions. And if you use something like the Million Verifier API, which is able to determine a valid versus an invalid email, you're able to very, very quickly figure out that, okay, this is valid, that's not, and you're able to guess these emails. Now, with our tool, that's how it works. We're guessing emails using the Million Verifier API, meaning every single lead that you get back from our tool is going to be valid. Okay, now as long as you're a member of Lead Academy, you're gonna get unlimited usage of this tool and everything else that Lead Academy offers. Okay, the only thing you pay for is just the Million Verifier credits that you use, which is completely based on your usage. Okay, now in any way that you look at this, Million Verifier is a lot cheaper than any Waterfall Enrichment tool, so you're going to end up saving a ton of money by using our program. I just want to give you guys a really quick demo on how the tool actually works behind the scenes. So it's really simple. You basically just head over to Million Verifier, right? You start a subscription, buy whatever amount of credits you like. You come over here to API keys. You literally just go to account settings, click API keys. You click add new API key. You click add, then it's going to give you one right here. Now I've obviously redacted mine so I don't, leak it, but you can just click copy right here. You click this button, and then you literally just come over to the Lead Academy Discord server. And once you're a paid member, you can go to any channel that's open. Doesn't have to be a specific channel, just any channel that's open. And all you do is just /Million Verifier. You'll see this pop up. You click it, and you paste the API key in here. So I'll just write in API key just as an example, but this is all you have to do to make it work. and then you simply click enter. Your API key is saved. It's not shared with anybody. It's just yours. And then whenever you want to go and you want to actually launch a tool, or you want to launch a Waterfall enrichment, you just come, download your lead list, whatever you need, like this. This is an example. This is the one that I showed in the video. You just download it. Give it a second. Boom, it downloads. And from here, you literally just come into the tool. You do /waterfall enrich. And then you're able to just go ahead and drag this file in, just like that. And if you click enter, it'll start, it'll do it for you. As long as you have the first name, last name, and company domain field, you'll be totally good. If there's any emails in this file, then it'll ignore them. It won't actually go and verify emails that you've already verified. So the tool knows what to expect. And that's literally it. You just click it and just wait, and it'll DM you the result with the Waterfall enriched contacts. Before we go anywhere, I just want to mention this. If you do own a B2B business and you're already doing over 20K a month in revenue and you want to scale using cold email, but you don't want to figure it out yourself and you definitely don't want to deal with things like this, then consider applying to work with us. All we do is we schedule a quick 30-minute outbound audit. We're going to get on. We're just going to discuss your ideal client profile and whether we can even target them. We're going to talk about effective offers and scripts that we could potentially pitch to your ICP. And we're going to reference our past work to see if we've ever done anything similar to what you do already. Now, if it makes sense, we'll make you an offer. If it doesn't, then you just get 30 minutes of free advice. But in any way, you end up on top. So with that being said, if you're interested, go book a free outbound audit below. We'll have a conversation. We'll see if this is a fit. If you're interested in the Waterfall enrichment tool, which we talked about, it'll be in the description. So will be the link to book a call with us. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time.